Welcome to Columbus, Ohio, and the venerable Horseshoe, home of the Ohio State Buckeyes, a place that's home to such legendary names as Archie, Woody, Zeke, and Stroud. What an exciting matchup we have in store for you this afternoon, built around the pageantry, tradition, and everything that makes college football great. As we see a squad from the Big 12, the Colorado Buffaloes, taking on a team from the Big 10, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. And the Buffaloes will put toe to leather and we'll get started. Looking for blockers. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. So Ohio State's offense will get the first crack at it here. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick. The ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will. A really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game, maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
Looking to throw at St. Clair. He's going up top. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down. While the Big Ten has expanded with this massive continent-wide geographical footprint, the Big 12 has been really shrewd in positioning and maneuvering for survival, and they look for opportunities to win on the field like they'll have today.
Yeah, and the Big Ten's kind of taking what the Big Ten wants and expanding and not really worried about anybody else. So if I'm the Big 12, I'm like, yeah, you ain't worried about me, but you're going to worry about me today and on the field, and I can make a statement and prove to some of the true blue bloods in the Big Ten.
I just love the stylistic matchup in this one too, right? You think about the Big Ten running the football, defense, physical, and then Big 12 wide open, up-tempo, air raid offense. This one's going to be fun.
And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
I know that shot down the field was incomplete, but you got to keep taking shots. Those receivers love to go deep. It gives them a breath of fresh air. They get more excitement. They're going to the quarterback with a little bit more juice because you know you're feeding them. So I would keep taking deep shots down the field.
And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Not many receivers liked. Hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out.
Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. And the Buckeyes will try to pin them back with the punt. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. So the Colorado Buffaloes offense will go to work for the first time today. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass in coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
Nice quick throw there. And it's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on game day.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And that's what you're trying to do, not just in this game, but for the season. You're just trying to set the tone defensively, and they do that getting the sack. They feel good about their front seven and all the athletes they have. It'll be fun to watch this unit for the rest of this game and see how they do in one-on-one situations.
Lewis to throw. Under fire. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. And the Buffaloes will punt it away on 4th down. Just needs a crack to get a return. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Running to the left. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And this guy has been a dominant force early in this game. We're still in the first half. He already has a sack. He gets a tackle for loss there. He's playing so well with his eyes right now. He's reading his keys, and he's letting his God-given ability put him in the backfield to make the...
Grabs it at the 25 in stride. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. The Buckeyes have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
All right, so now you're in this 3rd down situation close to the goal line, and it just feels, David, like they're going to have to throw the football in order to score a touchdown here. I like maybe trying to get the quarterback outside on the perimeter and give him a run-pass option.
I like that, too. Get the quarterback on the move. And here's the thing. If I get close and I get stopped, it's 4th down. 4th down means go for it. That's all that means now today in college football.
It's good. Easy call for the refs. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Man, this defense is setting the tone early. 3 and out on the first drive, and on the first play, the second drive, they get a TFL. They are sending a very clear and distinct message to this offense. They are going to set the tone of this game.
Lewis wants to pass. Looking to scramble. Gets the first himself. The freshman called his own number and kept this drive moving. The Buffaloes want to pick up the tempo.
Man, that's so frustrating. It happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
Bringing the heat. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. This dude is having a day, and with that one, he's halfway to Chase Young's 4-sack single-game record.
Go get it, young fella. Just quickness, speed off the edge, getting to the quarterback. You got to be relentless when you're chasing the quarterback. And Chase Young's record, if you can go get that, you go get that big fella, that superstar, woof, that would be a fun day.
Fires to the big fella. He cannot get there. It'll be 4th down. And the Buffaloes will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. So they've put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. First play of the drive comes from the 38. First play of the drive wants to throw. And that pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
From the shotgun, they'll run it.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
Fires to the wideout. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. Lewis to throw. Oh, they're after him. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
And that can be frustrating to watch running backs not make plays like a receiver, but they're not a receiver. And a lot of times when they have the guys around them, the focus that receivers have it doesn't exist in them. And you could tell just dropped the football, lost a little bit of focus, but I think those footsteps were close enough where he heard him.
Rush is on him. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. And this crowd loves a good pass rusher in the line of Chase Young, the Bosa's, Jim still wagging. The Buckeyes can get after the quarterback.
Yeah, and when the crowd's going nuts like it does in the shoe, it just makes it easier to rush the pass. So the snap count is silent. It's predictable. And then you pin your ears back, and that's why they've had so many great pass rushers at Ohio State.
And a good to move the chains, and the clock will expire, and that's how they'll be set up to start the second quarter. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. Looking downfield on first down. And the quarterback couldn't withstand the heat, and he will go down as we played one quarter. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here, and we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Lewis wants to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is...
And the quarterback is toast back at the 35. And the Buffaloes line up to punt it away. Wants to bring it back. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. So far, they've only been able to muster a field goal, but hoping to get things cooking here. Let's see what they have dialed up as this drive starts from the 29-yard line. From the gun, running back gets the give. Defense closed down quickly after a gain of 3. They'll mark it at the 32.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, Just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Well, you see a great individual effort there that time, and you can see the skills this guy has, and he just reminds me sometimes of the great Ohio State backs we've seen in the past, right? You think of Archie Griffin and his 2 Heisman trophies, Ezekiel Elliott, J.K. Dobbins. This guy right here with his skill set, he's got the chance to be the next great Buckeye back.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
They'll give it to the back. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
The Buckeyes are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Back to throw, it's St. Clair. He lobs one high down the left side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains, they were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
And in these situations, you're never looked at poorly, right? You can go for these situations because it's a really long field goal, so it's not a guaranteed make, or I can be aggressive offensively, and I like the choice. Be aggressive, get the first down. Nice job by the offense.
They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down. And the Buckeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. Hauls it in. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleed.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Looking for just 1 more yard. It's 2nd and goal.
You got to be impressed with this offense and how they've been able to run the football and move it down the field, just being more physical in the trenches and getting some push and leading by 3 right.
He's going for the goal line. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. That touchdown was a clinic in keeping your offense on the field and wearing the other defense out.
Sometimes your best defense is your own offense, being able to stay on the field. You're absolutely right, Reese. That was a clinic. Running the ball, playing at great rhythm and pace. QB making good, smart decisions and not shooting yourselves in the foot. No penalties, no turnovers. It doesn't get any better than that last drive.
Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. They really need to find a way to generate some kind of offense down 10-0. Trying the left side. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Runs into a wall. They'll give him 1 out to the 8. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. They'll go to the ground. Finds a crease at the 20. Gashing the D on the right. The 20. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Buffs.
I mean, let's go. That's a day's worth of yards right there on one carry. The home run hitter takes the snap, gets the football. He does the rest, shows off the speed, taking it 90-plus yards to the house.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And he's able to pick his way through the traffic nicely for a good return on that one before he's brought down. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Let's see if they can put together a drive starting from their own 28. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover.
And you want consistency from your quarterback, man. You don't want the up and down. You don't want the roller coaster. And last week, man, you had the highs of highs. And now this week, just off. He's all over the place. He's not completing the ball at a high percentage. And you just want to find some middle ground and some consistency so this offense can find out exactly who they are and build it consistently.
The Buckeyes are way behind the sticks on this 3rd and forever. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Hits him inside the 20, still going. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
And that's 3 touchdowns in 2 games. Just continuing to find the end zone, continuing to make plays. This guy is on pace for a great season. He's putting the college football world on notice.
They're set to kick it off, and you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but, man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Create some momentum. Cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going here at the start of the 3rd quarter. You've got 1 drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start erasing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right here.
Here's the pressure. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. That's caught. It's Winfield. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Lewis to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the left. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. Just keep slinging it. Caught in the backfield. It's Miller. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Here's a heat. He'll pull it down and run. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the 1st down, and he slides in safely. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line. Here comes the heat. Catch in the middle, it's Atkins. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on 1st down. The defense calls the timeout. They're 2nd of the day as they try to get their act together. The Buffaloes will snap it on 1st and 10. Caught over the middle. It's Atkins. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
And there you see the bind that the RPO play can put a defender in. That linebacker had to make a decision. Was the running back going to get the ball? He thought so, so he bit up, and that allowed the slant to be thrown in behind him.
And the Buffaloes started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Leaves it with the back. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Lewis wants to pass. Makes the catch. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. And the Buffaloes had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Pushes ahead. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
And wow, the defense was in there quick, fast, and in a hurry and shut that run game down. Like, they were ready for that. 2nd down now. A little more space for the offense, backed up, a little more room to operate and try to maybe find some windows to throw a football.
Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. From the gun, wants to pass. Pressure coming. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in Columbus for an entertaining first half than you? And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half. And with that, we send it back to the guys in the shoe.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. The Buckeyes will boot it away to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. They got a lot done through the air in the first half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese, and I think this is an offense that has proven they're playing with good timing right now. They've got some matchups where they're winning one-on-one, and they're just going to have to keep going back to the well, David, and relying on hitting some explosive plays to win this game.
Yeah, and I think we look at numbers.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. And this defense, this crowd, this atmosphere, it can rattle an offense in a hurry.
You can shake them up. When you can get to the quarterback and affect them, we all know they become very human. They start seeing things, and with this crowd, they can't hear anything.
And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again. The Buffaloes send out the punt unit. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They go to the ground. Still running at the 35. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
You know, good running backs are the ones that can make things happen in small spaces. That running back there found his lane, he found his crease, and there was no hesitation. He got north right away and was able to make a big-time play.
They're going to ride this running back. That's 20. He's got space. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
And as the game goes on, you're going to see this offense continue to use the RPO. That look was conducive to handing it off. The defense now is going to start putting more guys in the box to slow this running back down, and that's when the quarterback's going to have an opportunity to keep the football and make plays throwing.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
How about this defense coming out aggressive on first down? They're in the red zone. They're like, no, we're going to take the fight to you. Now setting up a second down and long and putting them in a great position to be successful.
And the Buckeyes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Looking to throw at St. Clair. Throws to the wideout. That ball is intercepted at the goal line. They make the stop right at the 10-yard line, but oh, what a turn of momentum with that interception.
Timing has to be so good. When you're throwing at his own defense over the middle of the field, the ball's got to come out specifically on time because these windows close really quickly. Ball there thrown a little bit late. As a result, it's an INT.
Pushes forward for 3 out to the 13.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done.
And the sack all the way back at the 5. And how about this Buckeye defense? This is not all flash and score around here these days.
And when you've seen Ohio State really be great and make those playoff runs, you always pick out those big defensive linemen that can get their hands on the quarterback and get him on the ground like they did right here.
And the Buffaloes will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone. Turning it on. Lowers those pads. A huge play there, and they finally get him out of bounds at the 37. Not much can impose your will on a defense like popping a big run.
Especially when they know you're going to run it, right? This offense right now is just more physical. They're more physical up front in the trenches. And this running back and his ability to break tackles, that is just so demoralizing for this defense.
And you knew he was going to take a step back because you can't throw the ball for over 80% in a season. Like, that's ridiculous. Last week he was on fire, but this week, man, he's freezing cold. And he's got to find something to get this offense going. But right now, just off target. Somebody needs to step up, make a play, and maybe get a spark for this offense.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. They'll run it from the gun. Had to work to pick up 3 down to the 33-yard line.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
It'll be 3rd and long. Wide receiver comes in motion. Caught behind the line. It's Smith. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. He's already made 1 field goal, but this one is going to need a big leg. A 50-yard attempt coming. He's got the ball. That one's live.
That time, what a surge right up the middle of the field. They were able to get penetration and block the kick.
They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. Leaves it with the running back. What a cut. Now he's loose. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one as the freshman was taking a shot.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Lewis to throw. Pocket breaking down. And it's incomplete on third down.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, they're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on third down in your own end, you're expecting them to punt.
They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Looking to take a shot. He's got it at the 25. And he's brought down after a huge completion. And you know the line they kick around at Ohio State, Woody Hayes, forward pass, 2 of the 3 things that can happen are bad. Woody had dudes like this, he'd be spinning that magic bean all over this place.
You ain't lying. My, how times have changed. Now it is pass, pass, pass. Find explosive playmakers like this on the outside. Get them the football.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this third down play. They'll run play action. Under fire. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself?
And how nice is it to just have a quarterback that you believe in, that you can trust, you can put it in his hands on third down to make the right decision. You've got the lead, and you've got your guy. He sees it, nothing open, tucks it, gets a huge third down conversion for this offense.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And he was looking to the end zone, and they couldn't make the connection.
Things just not going as easy for this guy as they did his last game out. Last time he completed over 70% of his throws. This week, though, defense taking some throws away. They've made some plays. He just hasn't been quite spot on.
Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22. And now on fourth down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. It is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative. Use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. Rides the back on the option, the give. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
Lewis wants to pass. He'll loft one deep down the left side. It's caught. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus. And the Buffaloes getting set on 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Quarterback empties his backfield. Back to pass. Under fire. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
It's a smart decision by the quarterback, but it's a frustrating one also because you're trailing in this game and you know you've got to hit some of these throws to get back in it. But the defense is doing such a good job in coverage. Nobody's open, so you've...
And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
This poor quarterback has been running for his life. He has never been able to get his feet set, stare downfield, and try and pick this defense apart because he's constantly throwing with pressure in his face.
Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. Fires one high and deep. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now, they moved the ball down the field and executed like they wanted to until they stalled out and had to settle for a field goal.
I think if you want to take the next step, too, here and score a touchdown, you got to start finding more creative ways to get your best players the ball. Let's see if they can do that here.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Sticks it in his belly. There he goes! And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
And they're kind of going to their closer now, right? Like they give it to the physical guy that gets downhill, north-south, right away, hard to tackle, falls forward, paving holes, and this is a good opportunity for this offense to keep pounding and try to run that clock out.
Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
And you just get the feeling that this defense has to find a way to get off the field and get the football back at this juncture of the game, trailing late if they're going to win.
The pull and throw off the RPO. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Buckeyes with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. The give to the big fullback. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Buckeyes come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. Looks as if he's going to run it. Got enough space. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
Yeah, and with that score, you start to get excited because you can feel the momentum starting off 2-0. I mean, you got to finish this one off, but there's a great chance you're going to. But this season has started just like you've wanted it to. Now just keep climbing. See how high we can get in these rankings.
And they'll try to tack on 2. They'll go to the fullback. Corralled and brought down by the defense.
Well, head coach obviously decided it was best to go for 2 points right there. They didn't get it, and you just wonder if chasing the points is going to hurt this team later in the game.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Buckley. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. And the Colorado offense is coming back onto the field. We'll see if that failed fourth down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You could see it on the sideline.
The heat got to him, and he just sort of froze and got tackled in the end zone for a safety.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Palmer. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wide receiver going in motion. Snagged in the middle. It's Smith. Coaches talk about running with violence, running with bad intentions. That's what that looks like as he gets it up to the 32.
And there's no mercy rule in college football. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter, and they're still staying aggressive. They're still throwing the football, going out and executing, working on their craft. They've got bigger fish coming up down the road, bigger games. So you got to keep sharpening the tools, and that's what you're seeing here in the fourth quarter.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. But, you know, talking to the coaches coming into the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
The kick is on its way. Fair catch is made, and they'll mark it at the 19. Colorado has the ball back, and the Buffaloes hoping to put their team in prime position on offense. This offense needs something to feel good about. It hasn't been very productive today, Jesse.
Well, I think it's just important they stay aggressive, try to throw the football, and just see what this quarterback can do here at the end of the game to build confidence for the next time they take the field.
Yeah, and there hadn't been much good today. But build confidence, sure, but just show your team you're going to keep fighting no matter what the scoreboard says.
Lewis to throw. Makes the catch. It's Williams. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. On third down, he drops to throw. He's got an open man. They got him free for a big gainer to the 43. The offense set for a first down play. The old coaching cliche, go 1-0 every week. And for the first week, they get it done.
Yeah, great start to the season. That's what you want.